everyone! Today, we're hiking one of Yosemite's most popular trails, the Mist Trail. Come along and enjoy the hike with us. All right, let's get moving.
The trail's easing up a bit here, but we've still got more climbing ahead. So let's keep going a bit longer.
Yeah, we just passed the footbridge, so now we're heading toward the first big waterfall, Vernal Fall, right?
Yep, that's right. I can't wait to see what the view is like.
I'm already getting excited.
My legs are starting to feel it a little though.
We've still got a ways to go. The steps are only going to get steeper. So let's take short breaks as we go.
Yeah, sounds good. By the way, remind me, what's Vernal Fall like again?
So, it's about 317 feet tall, around 96 or 97 meters. And it's a waterfall on the Merced River.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that tall. You really don't get a sense of the scale just from photos.
And it usually flows all year. But from late summer into fall, the water really dies down. So instead of one big curtain, it can break up into these thin little strands.
Oh, really? So it actually looks pretty different depending on the season.
Yeah. In spring, when the snowmelt is at its peak, there's a ton of water, and the stairs up ahead get completely blasted with mist. You basically get soaked. That's why this route is called the Mist Trail.
Ah, that explains all the reviews that said, you definitely need a rain jacket in spring.
Yeah, and if the sun hits it just right, you can sometimes see a rainbow in the mist. If we're lucky, we might even spot one today.
I really hope we do. If we see one, I definitely want to get a picture.
Yeah, let's keep an eye out for a rainbow while we walk. Vernal basically means spring-like, right? So Vernal Fall is kind of like calling it a spring waterfall. It's such a pretty name.
Yeah, it is. And originally, the Awanichi people who lived in this valley called it Yanopa, which is often translated as little cloud or little mist, because the spray rises up from the falls like a small cloud.
Spring waterfall and little cloud, huh? Now that I know the story, the view somehow feels even more romantic.
Yeah, totally. And when you really stop and look around, the scenery is just stunning. It almost doesn't feel real.
With views like this, even these steep stairs don't feel quite as tiring.
Hey, that waterfall we can see off in the distance? That's Vernal Fall, right?
Yeah, that's it. If we keep going a little farther, I think we'll get a much better view of the whole thing.
I wonder if the trail goes right up alongside it. I'm really excited to see what it's like up close.
Yeah, seriously. These stairs are no joke. My legs are really starting to feel it.
I keep going back and forth between wow, this view is amazing, and wow, my legs are dying on these steps.
They're pretty steep, so it's totally normal to be out of breath. Let's just take our time, add in plenty of little breaks, and watch our footing. Some of the stone steps can be a bit uneven.
Got it.
Even though this hike is really working my legs, I'm so glad we had Tesla's FSD for the long drive out to Yosemite. You still have to watch the road and be ready to take over, but it really takes a lot of the strain out of a long trip. Starting a big hike already exhausted from driving would be so tough.
Yeah, totally. And it's fun seeing it get better with every software update. As self-driving tech keeps evolving, I feel like long road trips are going to keep getting less and less tiring.
Quick plug. If you want to try FSD yourself, EcoDrive offers rental plans, so check the link in the video description.
I love that we can try out cutting-edge tech and then come out to peaceful, ancient landscapes like Yosemite to reset. Keeping that kind of balance makes a trip like this feel really meaningful.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
By the way, Yosemite has a bunch of other famous waterfalls too.
Yeah, like Bridalveil Fall, the one we drove past earlier. And then Yosemite Falls.
Bridalveil Fall was that tall, narrow waterfall near the entrance, the one we could see from tunnel view.
Yeah, that's the one. It's about 620 feet tall, around 189 meters, and it's basically the first big waterfall you notice when you come into Yosemite Valley.
It's pretty huge. Even from the car, it really stood out.
In Yosemite, the water flow changes a lot with the seasons, but Bridalveil Fall usually runs all year. Like the other falls here, it's super powerful in spring when the snowmelt really kicks in. On windy days, the spray gets blown sideways, and it really looks like a bride's veil. That's where the name comes from.
Yeah, totally. Even today, it kind of drifted around like mist.
I guess that's exactly the veil look they were going for.
Yeah, and originally the native people who lived in this valley, the Ahwanichi, called it Pohono, which is often translated as spirit of the puffing wind, because the wind catches the waterfall and makes it blow sideways and swirl around.
That's such a cute name. Hey, look! While we were talking, Vernal Fall somehow ended up right in front of us.
Wow, that's amazing.
Even though it's fall and the water's lower, it still looks really powerful. I'm kind of surprised.
It's gorgeous, but these stairs are pretty steep. This is going to be rough.
Yeah, they are. From here on, there's a long stretch of stone steps carved into the rock. So, it's better not to push too hard or go too fast.
Is there any trick to climbing them?
I've heard it helps to take slightly smaller steps and keep a steady rhythm instead of trying to rush it. And if you feel your breathing getting heavy, don't hesitate to stop, catch your breath, and take a short break.
Yeah, totally. We can just say we're stopping to take some photos and use that as an excuse to slow down and catch our breath.
I like that kind of break. I could happily take lots of those.
Also, depending on the time of year, the edges of the steps can be wet from the spray, so it's safer to step on the drier parts when you can. On rainy days or when the water's really high, they can get pretty slippery.
Makes sense. Lightly resting a hand on the railing or the rock while you climb sounds good too. It's nice to have something to steady yourself if you lose your balance a little.
All right, our Mist Trail hike is still far from over, so stay tuned and we'll see you in the next video.